G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another episode of Wasteland Survival. So if you guys remember in the last episode I was messing around with this reactor at the end of the episode, and yeah, I was kind of talking about how it was not airtight on the bottom. Well, at least the warfare update version wasn't. Now, someone in the comments actually proposed the reason why this is the case, and I believe it is because this one here is actually not airtight on the bottom, and therefore if somebody was to have the DLC warfare reactor, then that would give that person a unfair advantage. So yeah, thank you very much for pointing that out, and that definitely seems to be the reason why that is the case. So a little bit unfortunate, but you know, I can understand now why it is that way in the game. So there is one other small little change I want to make to the atlas here. So I want to get rid of this block here, and then we're going to change that to a T-junction conveyor like this, and that should just finish this build off rather nicely. Make it this color, put it there. Interesting. I didn't think I would need extra components for that. Cannot withdraw. Do I have... There we go. Awesome, that works. Wait, I didn't think that actually worked. I didn't think you could withdraw components from this, from the base through the ship via a connector. I didn't think you could do that. Alright, cool. So that's the last little change I want to make, well, at least for now. I do want to go ahead and replace some of these hydrogen tanks with refineries, but I'm not exactly sure right now where I'm going to put them, so for the moment we'll talk about something else. Now, if you guys remember in the last episode I was talking about potentially adding in the build and repair mod or the shields mod. Now, ideally I would have liked to have added the shields mod, but the problem with the shields mod is that it no longer works. So if I'm not mistaken, at the moment, like, it does work, but it works all the time and the shields never deplete themselves. So if you have them on with vanilla weapons, then vanilla weapons can never actually penetrate the shields. So that's kind of a bummer, because obviously it just means that whatever you put a shield around just all of a sudden becomes invulnerable. So yeah, it's really not good, and that's really not what I wanted the mod to do. I'm just going to turn off the spotlights for this Midas World ship over here, because they are messing around with the light sources a little bit. So yeah, unfortunately I cannot go ahead and add in the shields mod. Well, I guess I can, but it doesn't do what I wanted it to do, so it's kind of pointless to do so. So what I've opted to do is go ahead and use the build and repair mod, and I know a lot of you in the comments have been waiting a long time for me to say that. So yeah, it's finally happening. I'm finally biting the bullet and going ahead and using, yeah, the build and repair mod. Now, there are a few caveats with the build and repair mod. So I was kind of hoping, and I've done a little bit of testing off camera just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about before I actually talk about it. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to place a build and repair here. Okay, cool. So that is now built. So if we go into the settings of this thing, one thing I really wanted to see was the ability to basically tell it not to build new blocks or not to build anything. So you can tell it not to build projections, which is what I don't want it to do, so I'm going to turn that off. But you can't actually tell it not to build regular blocks. So if I was to turn this thing on, and then we go up here and we place a block down, then obviously it's just going to go ahead and build it without yeah, so I'll go and build that. So essentially what I wanted it to do was just repair things and not build things, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be what it is programmed to do, or you don't have the option to do that. So I think to kind of get around that issue, what I'm going to have to do is basically turn it off when I'm finished with it, using it for repairs. So we'll get rid of this block though, because I think it's going around and doing repairs. So I am only going to use it for the purpose of repairing things, and for the purpose of grinding down other blocks, or like crashed ships and things like that. So now the thing is, this thing only seems to have a range of about 150 meters, and I'm sure somebody said you could turn the volume down on this thing. I would really... Yeah, there we go, that's much better. Yeah, so you can see that it only has a range of 150 meters above, below, and all that sort of jazz. So, yeah, it's not the greatest range. I do believe that you can go into the settings file somewhere and actually change that to like a kilometer. Not sure if that's something that I want to do just yet. And you can see it's going ahead and it's repairing. Why is that landing gear black? I didn't think that was black before. So yeah, it's going ahead and it's repairing the Atlas now as well. So for the purposes of repairing the Atlas, I may place one here, and then also I will place another one here underneath the Pioneers, the Pilgrim, so that, you know, I've got a build and repair system there to repair these ships when they get damaged. Because yeah, doing this constant repairs is getting repetitive, and it's really kind of sucking the life out of this game for me, and it is getting quite annoying. I just realized I need some fuel as well, so let's deposit everything that I have on my inventory. Let's go to this one, and we will withdraw. Looks like I can only build one at a time, so I'm going to place one here, and like that. We'll weld this one up, and then we'll go ahead and we'll place one over there as well. Now I do believe there is a mod of this mod which makes it so that building these things is reasonably expensive. So maybe at some stage I can implement that, although I haven't really tested it, and before the start of this episode I didn't really have time to test it, so yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of leave that for later. So we'll place one of these here, and I shall name this the, let's name this the Atlas Bob. I don't know why they call it Bob. Everyone seems to call it Bob. I don't know why they call it Bob, but I'll go with that name because it's easy to find. Alright, let's call this the Pilgrim Bob. So, Pilgrim Bob. Awesome. And the other one, we'll just call this the... I don't know what I want to call this one. Probably just the Main Bob. Yeah, we'll just call this Main Bob. And the thing I do like about this mod is that it takes the repair work out of my life, so I don't need to worry about that stuff. It's ridiculously easy to build, so yeah, that's kind of why I've been so apprehensive about using it in the first place. Now, the one thing I would like to know is, can this thing repair this control tower over here? As you can see, this one got damaged a little while ago, and I'm about to run out of jetpack fuel. Ah, caught it just in time for a change.
Fuel critical.
Alright, so got myself some fuel. Now let's test this thing out and see if it can actually repair that tower over there. So first of all, I need to figure out what the range of this thing is. I think, I don't even know how many blocks 150 meters is. So I believe somewhere in here you can do, there is a setting here. Ah, here we go, show area. So we can do that. And now we can see the area in which it is active. So looks like it doesn't quite get to the end of the Atlas, so we'll have to push it out a bit more. So how far down does it go? It pretty much touches the ground, so that's fine. and it really kind of overlaps with that. So what I may do here is basically, just as a test, I'm going to push this thing forward. Now which direction is forward? So that's the rear, that's the front. Okay, cool. Really nice how he's labeled this stuff so that you know which way you want to send stuff. So forward offset will go negative, let's say about 58 meters, and we'll see where that ends up. Okay, so it ends up well short of my little tower over there. So maybe we'll just have to go a full send and just, yeah, set it to like 150 meters or something. Or maybe let's go like 100 meters and see what it's like then. Yeah, that'll do. And it's still not reaching the tower. Okay. I probably should have done what I originally planned to do, which was 150 meters. So let's go forward 150 meters then. Fine. Fine, we'll do that. And hopefully now it is actually encompassing this tower. Okay, fantastic. Oh, look at that, by one block. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right, now, let's turn this one on and see if it is actually capable of welding a grid that is totally separate, but is owned by you. I can't see anything in here. So we've got conveyor junctions, T-junctions. So it is doing some repairs here on the ship. But I don't know if it's doing repairs on this. Because ideally I don't really want to add build and repair systems here. I don't really want to do that. So yeah. Oh, the only problem is it's going to go ahead and weld these things up, which I don't want to be welded. These little areas here. So I may just... And it's going ahead and it's doing it. Darn it. I know there is a setting here that you can set where it won't weld up. That sort of stuff. Greater catwalks. Maybe we can... So what have we got here? We got the build stuff. Armor block. Yeah, it doesn't really have the granularity that I would like, so I can't tell it not to weld those things up. That's alright. I'll just leave it the way it is. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was welding up these ones, which I didn't want to be welded up. Oh no. Oh, that's alright. It's only a small issue. I can fix that. Now, where were we? Is it actually going ahead and repairing this tower? No, it isn't. Yeah, and I thought that might actually be the case because, you know, this is a totally separate grid, and it's like, oh no, it's welding up these blocks. I don't want these welded up. Okay, so those blocks are gone now, and I still don't believe... Right, I've been trying to say this, but I keep messing up this mod. So, as I was trying to say, I didn't really want to add a build and repair for every one of these control towers, but it looks like if I want to utilize the mod for that purpose, I really don't have a choice but to do just that. I guess I could just use it around my base, but I do want it to actually fix things other than my ship and my base. So, yeah. Alright, I'm probably going to disappear for a little while and figure out exactly where I will put a build and repair system. And actually, while I am still here, I would like to know what is the inventory size of this block. So let's have a look with this. Search for Bob. So 15,625 litres. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the same size as a small cargo container. Okay, so, and I wonder if you can actually place these things in the ground. So if I was to place it here, will it let me place it half buried in the ground? Yes, it will. So essentially what I could do is just remove the cargo container underneath here and put it like right at the bottom, and then fill it full of steel plates, construction components, computers and motors and things like that, so that it kind of repairs things as they are being damaged and has the ability to repair these guns to at least slow things down a little bit. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I really didn't want to have to put in one of these things for every single turret installation, but I guess, yeah, we're going to have to kind of make some compromises if we are going to use this mod. So alright guys, so it's been about an hour since I last hit the record button, and as you can see, I've been busy setting up these build and repairs. So basically what I've done is I've made them just large enough to cover the ship and the landing pad, and that's about it. And yeah, I've done the same with the Atlas as well. Had to play around with it for quite a while to get it to be the right size. Also what I've done is I've placed a button on the side of these so that I can toggle them on and off really easily without, you know, having to mess around too much with that. Also what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've added one of these build and repairs to each and every one of these turret installations. So if we go ahead inside and have a look, you can see that I've gone ahead and added it right there. So basically that sits directly underneath the small cargo container. Yeah, and it just kind of feeds off that. So all I kind of need to do at this point is just go ahead and add in the materials that I need for these turret installations. Now at some stage, I suppose what I could do is take a blueprint of all of these turret installations, install a projector, and then turn that projector on in the event that it gets destroyed, and kind of rebuild the block, or rebuild it using the build and repair system. So I could do that, although I haven't done that yet, so still not sure if I really want to do that, because it kind of, yeah, makes things a little bit too easy. But yeah, so, and as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've added in a button panel on each of these turret installations as well. Now the dimensions of this area is about 35 meters by 35 by 35. Some of them I had to mess around with the areas a little bit and extend it out so that it would kind of get into the range of this wind turbine.
Energy low.
Also what I've done is, if we have a look at the settings here, let's have a look at the build and repairs system. You can kind of see here that I have the controllable guns as the second priority. Also, another thing I've done is I've reduced the sound volume on all of them to 10%, and obviously I've turned on the show area. Apart from that, everything else remains the same. So I'll just kind of switch them on when I need them. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Now what I've got to do is come up with what I want to store in the build and repair system, like how many steel plates, how many metal grids, how many construction components, etc, etc. So I'll kind of figure that out, and then from there we can kind of fill these up with the required components and then let them do their thing. And hopefully that means I can be a bit more hands-off and concentrate on building some things rather than repairing things constantly. So alright, I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright guys, welcome back. So I have basically figured out exactly how many materials I need to put into each of these things. Well, not exactly, but I've kind of gone with my best judgment. So basically what I went ahead and done was count up all the materials that make up all of these turrets, and I've gone ahead and I've put that into each of these turret installations. Also what I've done is I've added a little bit extra steel plates and also a little bit extra metal grids, because, well, these ones, the top of these ones aren't heavy armor, but those ones up there on the mountain are heavy armor, so they require metal grids as well. So I went ahead and done that. Now the problem was that after I went ahead and I'd done that, I kind of realized that there are actually conveyor junctions and, you know, conveyor pipes and all that sort of jazz in here. So what I then had to do was go ahead and add in some components to repair those conveyor junctions and conveyor tubes if they ever get damaged. If I had my way and I was able to easily grind away all these blocks, I probably would go ahead and replace them with these ones here, the armored conveyors, because they're a little bit more robust than the standard conveyors. But you know, this will kind of suffice for now, and we'll just run with the existing conveyor system that's in there. And in the event that they do get damaged and, you know, the build and repair can't fix them up, then I'll basically go ahead and replace those conveyors with the armored conveyor tubes. I just realized I need to place in another... Yeah, I need to fix that hole and the one over there as well, but that's okay. So anyway, what that kind of equated to was, so if we have a look in here, have a look in the build and repair. Actually, we need to go to the inventory. Let's go build and repair. So we've got about 1,400 steel plates, 1,300 construction components, 180 computers, 100 motors, 10 small steel tubes. Because I think the only thing that needs these small steel tubes is the Gatling turrets. Then we have 260 metal grids and 100 large steel tubes. So I think realistically I only needed 140 metal grids, but I put in an extra 120 there to repair the armor if it gets damaged. We only really needed about 1.15k worth of steel plates, but I put 1.4k in there. And then we only really needed 1.05k of construction components to build all of these turrets, but I went ahead and I put 1,300 in there. So yeah, there's a little bit of headroom there, so that hopefully the build and repair system can kind of repair these when they get damaged. I haven't gone around to adding a projector into these things yet, just because I'm kind of running out of time to get this episode done, and that will probably be in a future episode. Also, while I was away, I realized that some of these build and repairs weren't actually set to fly mode. So I went around, I fixed all that. I had turned off the ranges, so I did that as well. And also, yeah, so in the small cargo containers, I had a little bit of space left over. So we'll just take a look at that. And in there, I added enough components to build about 10 conveyor pipes, or maybe a bit more, I can't remember. I think it was about, yes, about 10 or 11 conveyor pipes. So we should be pretty good to go with that as well. Now, unfortunately, this turret installation here, when the Reaver attacked me, which was, gosh, I can't even remember how many episodes ago, but when he attacked me, I was halfway through building this thing. So when I went and deposited all the materials, the same as all these other turrets, into this turret, the build and repair basically used it all to finish building everything. So if we have a look in the build and repair on this one, it is actually empty. So I basically just need to go ahead and place in all the materials to do so that it is the same as all the other ones. Also, another thing that I've done, I have been a busy beaver off camera. Another thing I've done is I realized that this turret installation didn't have any Gatling ammo, so I filled this one with Gatling ammo. This turret installation over here had no ammo to speak of, so I fixed that as well. So now everything has ammo, everything has components, with exception to that one. So yeah, everything is looking pretty tidy at the minute. Now, other thing I did as well is I turned off, well, these build and repairs that fix these ships, I believe that they already were turned off, or maybe they're turned on, I can't remember. But I turned off the area, and I modified the area of this build and repair here. So now it's not going to go ahead and weld up these things. I still need to fix up that issue. So I'm probably going to have to at some point grind these back to the way that they were before, because I just want these to kind of be a wire frame. So I'll have to fix that up at some stage, or maybe I might even leave them like that. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, we'll get around to that at some stage. But yeah, I moved up the build and repair so that it encompasses pretty much everything that's going to get hit in the event of an attack. So like I said, I'm not going to use it to build things. I am just going to use it to repair things. And I just have to kind of place that limitation on myself and make sure that I turn these things off when I don't need them to be on, or when I'm going to build things. Alright, so let us go ahead and finish putting the materials in here, and then we can go ahead and start working on the modifications that I wanted to make to the Atlas in the last episode. But you know, that's going to be a multi-step process, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a complicated procedure. Right, so what we need is let's find the large cargo container 1 on the base. So that's this one here. So what we want is I believe it was 1400. So we need 275. Then we need 1300 construction components. So I'll put as many as I can in there. So obviously we just need another 25 in there. Then we need 180 computers. And this again is just to build the weapons. So we've got 180 computers. 100 motors, which I forgot to manufacture. Did I manufacture some more of those? Motor. Okay, there we go. I've got some. So, yeah, I basically used a cargo container as like a template, so that I could figure out exactly how much I could fit in these things, so that I could kind of figure it all out. Right, where's this large cargo container? Here we go. So we need just 10 of these. Realistically, I only need 6, but I've got a couple extra spares. We need 260 of these, although we can't fit them. So I need 105 here, and then I need 100 steel tubes, or 100 large steel tubes. So we need about 53 of those. So that should be everything that I need. That's interesting. I thought it was a bit more than that. Have I got this right? Yeah, I think it's right. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's everything we need. Right, so let us go and ferry these materials off to this turret installation. It has been so many episodes since I began to build this thing. So then, you know, I was halfway through building this when we got attacked, and then after that I went ahead and ground down the ship, and then after that I had to go around and repair all of the turret installations that were damaged, and then I totally forgot about this one and just left it. And then after that we had to fill all of these turrets with ammunition and change all the turrets over from the custom turrets to Gatling turrets. And then after that I realized I ran out of magnesium, so I went to space to mine some magnesium, and then I decided I wanted to mine some fuel, so we did that. And then finally we're back here and we're back to welding this thing up, which is, gosh, I don't even know how many episodes later, but I'm finally getting this thing finished. But that is the way it is. So yeah, you can see it's pretty much filled that build and repair system. Now, I will kind of point out that these build and repair systems are quite slow. So I was tempted to add another build and repair system to each of these turret installations, but as it has taken me a long time to get to this point. Probably maybe about 2 hours off camera, messing around with stuff. And there are some other things that I kind of want to do, and I haven't seen too many Reavers around. Touch wood, I haven't seen too many. Now that I say that, one massive Reaver will probably appear. So I think we should be pretty right for the moment. Right, so honestly I believe that is everything done. I have gone ahead and I've turned on the build and repair on all of these turret installations, so that is all ready to go. I can't remember if I've turned on the build and repair for the Atlas. I think it is off. Let me just check these ones here. Yeah, so all of these ones here are off. I'll turn that off as well. So I may just turn these back on, because the only thing that they're going to do is kind of fix the So what's this got to... Atlas gyroscope. Starboard interior turret. So this thing actually has quite a few repairs to do. So we'll just leave that one on. Looks like this one has a few things to do as well. Pilgrim Bob. Blast doors. Which blast doors? Oh, these ones must have got damaged somehow when I got attacked at some point. Or maybe they got damaged by my thrusters. I don't know. But yeah, so we'll just let that go ahead and repair everything. Now, while I'm down here, I will go ahead and turn this one on as well. I can't remember if I turned this one on or not. So let's find Bob, the main Bob. Let's turn that on. And does this actually have anything that it needs to fix? So, it actually does have a few things to fix. So, that's alright. It's not going to go ahead and weld up things that I don't want to, so... And it is working exactly as I intended and not actually building new things for me. Now, on the subject of building new things, so... As I said in the last episode, one of the things I wanted to do was go ahead and replace 4 of these hydrogen tanks with refineries on the Atlas. Now, obviously, I went through all that effort of mining that hydrogen, or the ice to make the hydrogen, and I don't really want to get rid of it. So, yeah, I think we're going to build another room into the base. So it has been quite a while since I've actually been inside the base. I made this massive base and I hardly ever go inside it because I'm always outside building things. But so I think to that end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and at the end of this room, which I believe is where all my O2H2 generators live, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to create another room on the end of this. And from there, we're going to have another room that is basically full of hydrogen tanks. So we're going to need to do that. And I also have an idea for another room because somebody in the comments asked me, well, why don't you use, hydrogen engines? And I thought, well, actually, that's not a bad idea. I probably won't use them. But what I can do is on the end of this room, I can create another room, which is basically my engine room. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. But I think first, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll create this hydrogen tank room. So I'm probably thinking maybe similar dimensions to this room here. So, and I still need to fix that. So perhaps we can have 8 hydrogen tanks, but we'll go for the new ones, the dome hydrogen tanks, and I'll probably have the exact same configuration. So I'll need to drill out a space exactly the same size as this, and hopefully I am actually able to do that. I think I should be able to do that because yeah, this room, the length of this room is pretty much the equivalent length of this room, if I remember correctly. It may be a bit shorter, but I'll measure all that off camera and then we'll start getting our template pushed through here. So I'll just make a preemptive block grind here so that we can drill the hole for our door. And then from here, I need to set up some sort of a projector system and project my template or my drill guide through the mountain and then go ahead and drill that. Question is, do I actually have this? So O2 room. So how many blocks tall is this? This is 1, 2, 3 blocks tall. I believe the cargo room is 1 block taller than that. Yeah, it is. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then 4 blocks tall. Yeah, so we're probably going to go with 4 blocks tall because the hydrogen tanks are 3 blocks, and I want 1 block spacing in between the hydrogen tanks and the roof so that I can put things in like lights and all that sort of jazz. So I don't even know if I have a template for that room actually. Let me see if I do. No, I don't. That's okay. I think I can just basically go ahead and use the same template. Just before I do though, what is the width of this room? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 blocks from the center block. And let us check this room over here. Because, so what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got the center block. So it's the same width. I'll probably just end up using the blueprint for, or the drill guide for this room, and then I'll just move it up 1 block, and then it'll pretty much be the exact same thing. So, all right, let me set up a projector, and then we can go ahead and get started with this new room. Well, looks like we have attracted a few enemies, so let's go outside and see what happens to these guys. We get to test our build and repair system. So, although it looks like the guy crashed before he even got anywhere near my base. No, he's coming. What the? Oh, here he comes. Now, let's see what happens here. Now the Reaver Thrasher is coming in for a closer look. Ooh. That was a bit nasty. Oh yeah. Oh, the railgun went off too. Oosh. Oh, it's just a shame that there's a storm going on at the moment. And here we go. The build and repair is going ahead and repairing all the damage. Fantastic. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's go have a look at this dude and see if he left us anything valuable behind. I think it might actually have a Whoa! What? Oh! Okay. Was he playing dead or something? I shall retreat to safety. What's the matter, dude? You're scared. Come back. Oh, he's coming. It's weird though that he was like kind of crashed on the ground. It was almost like he was playing dead. How far away is he now? And no, he's crashed again. I kind of wish at this point I had a fighter or something like that. Do I dare get in close and try and grind off his weapons?
Fuel low.
Oh, don't tell me. Alright then. Just commit suicide then. Crikey. Alright, let's get back to these base modifications. Never a dull moment. I will check a little bit later on how many components we used during that little exercise, but I guess, yeah, it's a good thing that I got the build and repairs finished when I did, because everything is looking pretty sweet. Now, I was kind of halfway through aligning the blueprint here, so I'll go away and I'll get that done, and then I'll be back once it's all lined up. Alright, so here we go. Now everything is lined up. So obviously this part is where the door would usually be, because if you guys remember, I used to go 4 blocks deep from the hallway, so that's what I created this blueprint to do, was basically go 4 blocks from this point, drill through there, and then start my room from there. But since we don't have the same 4 block hallway, we're basically just going to, we're going to have a wall here, and then I wonder if I put a double door here. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will push this forward and then we'll have another wall behind this one. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a waste of steel plates, but then I can have like a double door like what I've got over there. Or maybe we go 3 blocks. So then I can turn this door. So I'll have this same sunken out section on that end. Then I'll have my door, which takes up half a block. And then if I was to only make the wall 2 blocks, so this would be the wall for this room. And then let's just say, theoretically, this would be the wall for the other room. Then I would need to have my door. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go probably 3 blocks. So that means I want my wall to be 2 blocks further out. So I need a block here, and then the next block after that will be my wall. So that's 2 blocks, is it? Let's just test this out. So then we push this forward by 2 blocks. No, I want to go the other way. So we'll do that. And then I'm just going to test this out because I'm not exactly sure. It's been so long since I've actually done any of this stuff that I can't remember exactly how I done it. So then this is pretty much my wall, is it not? Yes, that would be my wall. So this block would be removed and then replaced with these blocks here. So let's place in 2 of these on either side. I'll just place in the wireframes for now because that'll just give us an idea of what's happening. Then from there we'll have this block like that, and then another block, and then that would essentially be my wall there. So in fact, this block here would be one of these blocks. So we spin that around, and then we spin it around again and place that there. And I'm just going to weld these up so I can see past all these wireframes. Alright, so it looks like I need some components. Let's withdraw them. Let's withdraw the components for some offset doors because that's what I like to use. The new doors are sweet and everything, but I'm just continuing on with the theme that I used to use before. And then, yeah, we would have a door. So, then what we would have is we would have a door here, except it would be the dark grey colour. And we would place one there. And then we would have a door like that. So, let me go ahead and weld up these 2. Cool. I totally forgot, but I have no more motors left, so I had to quickly manufacture some. So yeah, this would essentially be... let's turn this thing off. Toggle block off. Darn it. I keep pressing escape to get out of that menu. So yeah, this would essentially be our little hallway. I suppose what I could do is I could make it another block long, just so that it's more in line with this little hallway. And in fact, how long is this hallway? This one's, yeah, just a bit longer because this door pops out this way. So yeah, you know what, maybe I'll make it 1 block longer, just to give it a bit of a better feeling with the hallway. So let's go and push this one. Oh well, let's first turn it on and let us push it to 17. Let's exit out of here, and then we can go ahead, grind this door out. And it always takes so long to grind these doors, it's pretty crazy. Turn my lights back on, and then drill this block out here. And then we would have, get rid of this, get rid of this. Then we would have a wall block there, wall block there, and then this would be our doorway. So doorway there, doorway there. Weld all these up. And I guess while I'm here, I may as well get rid of this and just go ahead and place in my interior plates or my interior walls as the floors. And we'll make them this color. And actually I believe the hallway is this color as well, so maybe we'll just go and do that. And then place in these like so. And this block would be something else. Weld these two up. I don't want to weld that. And then we'll just place in our door. So our door would be basically here. Place that down, and then we weld that up. Now I forget what I put on the bottom here. I didn't place anything. Wait, wrong side. Okay, yeah, it's just those blocks. Oh, so it actually goes the other way. How silly of me. So it is actually like this. So get rid of, oh man, I'm getting all mixed up. So I might even have to push it another block further out. So let's get rid of this and this. Place in this, but this way. Make it that color because that's the color we want. Place it like that. Right, and then our door would be here. So then we place our door in this way. Make it this color. Place it there. So that's where our door is. And then on this side, this door would essentially have to be here, which is basically leaves that really tiny space. So I'm going to have to push this even further out, because if I drill this out, then that will be my wall. Let me just double check though that I actually did that in all of these rooms. I don't remember doing it that way in this room. I could have sworn I did it the other way. No, that is the way that I've done it. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to push it back even further by even one more block. What's this guy? Impaler. I don't think he's going to get close enough where he's going to get shot up. Alright, let's push this back to 18. Well, I'm glad I thought about this before I just started drilling a whole heap of stuff out and then realizing that it wasn't really the way that I wanted it, and instead doing it properly the first time. No, I don't want to weld that. Right, so where is my wall going to be? This is my wall now. Okay. Man, this is getting confusing. Hopefully you guys are following what I'm trying to do here, but so we'll change the color of this block to this color, and then we'll place it there and spin that around, place it there. Stop welding up that block, will ya? I don't want to weld up that block. Fantastic. And then my door will essentially be right there, but this color. And I actually just noticed before when I went into the refinery room that this door is actually the wrong color. Okay, so let us turn off this projector. Hey, why isn't this working? Thank you. There we go. Let's turn that off. Turn my light off. Actually, no, turn it back on. And now we have a reasonably decent hallway. I don't think it is as long as the other hallway, But at least it's not ridiculously short, and I've got an airlock that's like, yeah, ridiculously tiny. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So now we can actually start going ahead and drilling out this room, and then we can start adding things into it and actually building it. So the other thing I wanted to mention as well, just before I get started with actually welding this thing up. Now, I was thinking with these hydrogen tanks, I may actually make the roof one block bigger, one block taller, because what I want to do is I would like to have some pipe work going above them. So maybe something like this. But as you can see, it gets pretty close to the roof. Now, I'm not sure if that's really what I want, if I'm happy with the pipework being like that. But now that there is T-junctions, this stuff is actually possible. Like, we can actually do this stuff now. And then we can place in a nice little T-junction there. And we can have some pipework. But the thing is, like, I'll be down on this level, so I don't really know if I want to raise the roof up or sink the entire room down further by one more block. I am kind of leaning towards sinking it down more, so that you're like looking down on the hydrogen tanks. I think that might actually look a little bit better. So maybe what we'll have to do then is go back into this room and adjust this projector once more. And hopefully this isn't too boring, but this is kind of the way that I design stuff. I'm constantly thinking of not so much better ways to do things, but ways to make things look a little bit better. So I want to turn the vertical offset to 0. Let's jump out of here, and I believe these blocks should be going down that way. I can't really tell, to be honest. Yeah, so it's moved down now. So alright, well, I'm gonna drill this out and then we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, well, here we are, and as you can see, everything is drilled out. May need to do a little bit of work on that side there, so I just need to kind of plan out this room a little bit and try and figure out what we're gonna do. So as I've mentioned a few times before in some of the later or some of the earlier episodes, I'm not really going to use the the local grid alignment anymore, because sometimes the game like freezes for about 5 or 6 seconds every time I place a block. So I don't think it's a good idea to use it, because I'm kind of scared that it's going to crash the game right in the middle of my recording. So I'm not going to use that too much more, or like, sorry, if at all. So, but what I am going to do at the moment is I'm basically just going to lay down the floor. Then I'm going to place down some of these hydrogen tanks roughly, or at least I'll place one down so I know roughly where it's going to be. So now I believe in the cargo room we had 1 block spacing, or we had a catwalk running through the center, and then basically the hydrogen tank runs there. So then we had it spaced out, I believe it was like 2 blocks. So my first hydrogen tank would end up somewhere about here. So we would place it like that. And then on top of that, we would have our... So we'd have our pipe that basically goes on top of that. Although I don't have the materials to build that. Let me just try and plan this out though. So, alright, let's just ignore the pipes for the moment. Let's place down a whole line of blocks along here. And I do believe that this is my wall. But let me just go into the cargo room and just make sure that these are the way that I want them. Or do I in fact want these to be 1 block apart? No, I don't think I can do that, because of the way that I think there was a reason why I went that way with these cargo containers. So I have them one block out from the wall. Then I have them right next to each other. Then I have one space here. Then I have them right next to each other. And then I have another space to the wall. I think if I do it and put a space here, then I'll end up with 2 additional blocks and I won't be able to finish up this room. So we'll have an extra block there and an extra block there, which would make the room 17 blocks long. And then I don't think I would be able to do this with the roof. So there is a reason to that madness that I have done in there. Otherwise, what I could do is I could do something like what I've done here in the refinery room. Oh no, I can't, because the refineries are 2 blocks wide. Alright, so we're gonna have to go... We're gonna have to do it exactly like the cargo room. So we're gonna have to grab another hydrogen tank. We're gonna have to place it there, then go 1 block over, place that there, place that there, and then that is my wall. So that will be my back wall, which will be like this. So let's just put in a portion of the back wall, not the whole thing. And I'm not sure how high I need to go. So while we are here, what I'll do is I will withdraw components for some of these tubes, if I can ever find them. Here we go. Yep, that'll do just fine. And then, so we'll have a tube like... Now I suppose what I could do is have the tubes running to the wall. So we could do something like this. Grab a T-junction, place a T-junction there, and then we just grab a straight pipe. So I'll probably go for this one here, and then up against the wall I'll go for this one, because that will be connected to a conveyor, and then in between these two, so here we'll have a T-junction, then here I'll have this one, then I'll spin that around, and this is so the flanges on the ends all kind of meet up. Then we'll grab another one like that, and then we just need a straight piece like this one, then a flanged piece which goes this way, then a T-junction, then a flanged piece, another flange piece, and then a T-junction, and then basically, yeah, all the way to the end. So we could do something like that. I don't know how well that's gonna look. And then obviously through here we would have our catwalk, except the catwalk would be attached to this point here. Unable to place graded catwalk. Oh, fine. Alright, we'll just place a placeholder block in there for now, and then we can just place our catwalk down. Can't do that. What am I doing? So then we just place our catwalk along like this. Yeah, more or less like that. And then when we walk through the center of the room, we'll essentially just be walking past these tanks, and then we'll be able to see down onto the floor. And yeah, I think this is a pretty nice little setup. And potentially here, what I could do is go ahead and place in like a T-junction, and then run a pipe across, so that we're like kind of walking through a pipe, or walking underneath a pipe. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, obviously what I need to do now is actually build the room. So yeah, we need to get started with that. Anyway guys, that pretty much concludes this episode. That's about as much as I really can fit into this episode. I got to admit, I am kind of bummed about these two tanks being together. So I am going to try and think of a way to get around that. So still kind of maintain this setup here where I've got the wall, a block's worth of spacing, then my pillar, then 2 blocks, then a pillar, then 2 blocks, then a pillar, and so on and so forth. Because I really think these hydrogen tanks would look better basically being, yeah, like 1 block separated from each other everywhere. I suppose the other thing I could do is move this hydrogen tank over to the left, and then vice versa with this one, move it over that way. But I'm not sure. Really not sure how I am going to achieve what I want to achieve. So gonna have to have a little bit of a think about that. Also not sure about these pipes as well, but yeah, I don't know. Again, have a think about it in between this episode and the next one. So yeah. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and definitely consider subscribing so that you do not miss out on any future episodes. Alright guys, I will see you next time.